guys, welcome back to Allison's Art House. Today what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to make t-shirt yarn. This is what it looks like when it's finished, and you can do whatever color you want. What I recommend is go through, and if you are sorting through your old clothes and you find t-shirts that you want to donate or to give away, or that are just going to make their way to the rag bag, then you can use those t-shirts for making art. So what I have is just a regular t-shirt, and I've laid it out flat on my table. I'm going to use a couple things that you probably don't have at home, but you can easily do this at home with scissors. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off the top part of the t-shirt right under the arm, right at the armpits. So I'm going to cut this all the way across. The reason I'm having y'all make t-shirt yarn is because next week I'm going to show you how to do some things like make a tug toy for your dog or your cat. I have some bracelets that I'm going to show you how to make, and I'm also going to show you how you can do like a woven trivet for your kitchen. So, alright, so I have cut this down, and it is now just a square of fabric, or rectangle, depending on how big the t-shirt is. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut this end seam off completely, and then I'm going to cut this into 1-inch strips all the way across to about an inch from the end of that fold over there. So let me show you how I'm going to do that first. Okay, this is where I'm going to cheat, because I have, and if you have this at home, use a rotary cutter. It's a lot faster, and it makes things a lot easier. My rotary cutter has a safety on it, and it's got a little lever here. So I'm going to open it. Come on. There you go. I knew you wanted to work. All right, so now that I have my safety off, I am just going to cut a strip. The other thing is that I am using a self-healing mat with my rotary cutter. If you have a rotary cutter, you probably have a self-healing mat. If you don't have a self-healing mat, obviously don't use a rotary cutter on a regular surface, because it's going to cut along the into that surface, and that would be unfortunate. One thing you can do, if you have it, you can take masking tape and just tape down the edges. One of the things that I like to do, because I don't want to cut all the way across. If I cut all the way across, then I'm just going to have these loops of t-shirt material. I want to make one long continuous strand of t-shirt material. So I know I was just weird. So I have been using masking tape, and so what do I do? That being said, take a piece of tape, and then I will come and just tape it down at the top. This will also help you if you're using scissors to cut your strips. They don't have to be perfect. They don't have to be like super neat. This one is this is the orange, and you can see it's all kind of ragged on the edges. What you're going to do when you get it all cut is you're just going to pull it, and it's going to make it roll into itself. So it doesn't really matter how ugly the edges look, because nobody's really going to notice that. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go through, and I'm going to cut these strips. See, it locked itself again. There we go. Safety first. I'm going to cut these strips, and you can see it's just about a 1-inch strip all the way to just about, let me see if I can turn this so you can kind of see it without making it fall. See, I've got the tape up here, and so I'm cutting it to just before it gets to that tape. Sorry if I made you nauseous. I'm working on getting a mounted. I've ordered something off of Amazon, and I think it will actually get here before the end of the millennium. millennium. We'll see. So I'm just going through now and I'm cutting strips. Again, you can do this with your scissors. Just go through and cut strips. They don't have to be perfect. These definitely aren't because I'm sitting down and I'm not really able to put pressure on this. So some of them are thinner than others. Some of them don't go all the way through. It's okay. I'm going to take my scissors and fix that. So going down. That one went way off. I don't know if you can follow the production of this, but it's fine. Cut, 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 cut. Yeah, that one went way off too. I'm going to kind of stand up here. Okay. Now, because I'm using this rotary blade, this is going to go a lot faster than it probably will for you guys. That's okay. Don't stress about it. All right, so this end piece here probably won't be the most useful piece, and I will probably cut that back. There's a piece right there. So I'm going to take my nifty scissors. I'm going to cut it. And then I'm going to cut this to complete that. Move on. So I'm just cutting these pieces. Make sure they're all separated. And we're good. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to pull this up. I'm going to cut this strip off right here that was kind of wanky. And that's okay because it's a little too small for it to roll in on itself to make the yarn. And then I'm going to put that extra yarn, y'all know me, in my bird scrap book, a bag. I picked this up when I was up at school. So I'm going to take that and put it in there. And then in a little bit, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with those bird scraps. All right, so I'm going to take this and I'm going to undo the tape all the way across. Some of that tape stuck on there. It's not a big deal. I'll just peel that off. Okay, so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my arm through here so I can see. And you can see it still has that about a couple, 3 inches of fabric that's connecting it. This is the important part. Okay, so see if I can do this so that you can see it. Now what we're going to do is rather than cut it straight across, that would just make these little loops of fabric. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut at an angle on these. So let me see if I can show you what that's going to look like. So I'm going to cut from the bottom to there. And then I'm going to cut here. And I'm going to cut to an angle up to there. And from here, I'm going to cut an angle to there. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see this. I'm going to add a link to a couple pictures so that you can see what it looks like overhead. I think it'll be easier for you to see it in a picture. But you can tell these are making, I don't know if you can tell that or not, but it's making a continuous strip. That'll be probably, oh, I have no idea. I haven't ever measured them. But it'll make a continuous strip of t-shirt yarn. And again, they don't have to be perfect. We just want to make sure that we're cutting them in the right place. Okay, so at this point, you can see that there are, this is where I'm at. So you can see, because I've cut them at angles, I really just have I have one slit here and 2 here. So I'm going to come up and I'm going to cut this across to that one slit. And then I'm going to take this and I'm going to cut it to there. And so now what I have, it's like magic, this one continuous strand of t-shirt yarn. I'm going to roll it into a ball. As I roll it, I'm going to pull it so that it's, and because I'm pulling it, it makes it even longer. You can see that's where one of those weird little cuts was. And that's fine, it won't matter one bit. So, see, it's all one continuous strip. And then once you get it all rolled up, oh, start rolling this like a ball of yarn instead. Don't run away. It's almost all done. Look. So you can see that it's actually a pretty big ball of t-shirt yarn. So now that I'm done with that, I'm gonna eat some birthday cake. I will check back with you guys later. I want to show you what I'm gonna do with my bird scraps, and so we'll go outside and I will show you how to hang those bird scraps up, because you may discover that you're going to start having some scraps of material and thread and stuff like that. So this is something that you too can do at home. Everybody have a great day, and I will check back with you a little bit later.